Good evening, everyone, and welcome along to League of Europe. We are here tonight for Season 11, Division 2, Round 14 of the Championship, as we take in the Texas Grand Prix from the Circle of the Americas here, of course, in the United States. My name is James Head. I'm delighted to be taking you through the stream here tonight for the final time this season. And as you can tell by the title, it is season finale time as well, with still a battle for P2 up for the line as well. Let's have a look then at the championship picture coming into tonight. Rick leads the way on 242. Championship already done with, so it doesn't really matter if Rick turns up or not. He's not turning up, as you can tell on the graphic there. Taupe in second, Lark in third, well anyway there in fourth. 182, 175, 171 is the bearing of play. Taupe there in second with a 182 points. It's going to be really interesting, I think, to see how the drivers get on out on track. Larkin there in third, and then well anyway there in fourth. With this being a really good race, hopefully it is going to be awesome to watch. And it's even more awesome because I can tell you there's been a change-up in terms of the race here tonight. I don't think we're doing one-shot qualifying or short qualifying or anything like that. I have a feeling... Well, I have a feeling, first of all, I think we've been put into the lobby a bit early, which I'll bring you to now, because we're in the lobby, and I kind of don't have a clue what's going on, to be honest. Is that bad? Am I that bad? Well, I don't even know what's going on, to be honest, in terms of Division 2 here tonight. Yeah, I think, what I've been told anyways, it is a reverse grid race. And this is a formation lap, as you can clearly see on your screens right now. 28 laps about to get going out on track. Yeah, I'm kind of clueless to what's going on, to be honest. But I believe it is just a reverse grid race, if I'm not mistaken. And if it is, then drivers are definitely going to be thinking, oh, as actually Coxey's left the session and retired, so I think we might be getting a ready up potentially. Or are we? Or is he actually racing? I don't know what's going on, but you can see cars out on track. I haven't been told in the Division 2 chat what is going on. I haven't been told elsewhere in the commentary, in the commentators chat or anything like that. But, oh, as that QVR chill hits the wall. But we should see some really good battles out on track. And as I was saying, about that battle for P2, we'll cut back to the standings just while the guys are on their formation lap. Taupe in second on 182 is here. Larkin in third on 175 is here. Ben JS is out of contention after missing last week. So it is between Taupe and Larkin. If Larkin outscores Taupe by 8 points coming into tonight, he gets P2 out on track. Taupe, as long as he outscores Larkin by however many points, at least it's more than 7, then he will wrap up the P2 the P2 position within the championship. So it's going to be really interesting, I think, out on track to see how the drivers get on. Division 3 also is live as well. Coxey has retired from the race and has left the session because he's forgot his setup, which is what I did last week, as you could clearly tell by Qatar. Yeah, I was absolutely horrible in Qatar last week in Division 3, so hopefully it's a better race. I will not forget my setup. Hopefully there's no illegal blocking penalties as well, and at least in this race, we are going to get started very early, which means I can go and watch Backlash France, which is going to be very, very nice indeed. Hopefully these drivers are going to go for it. It is a reverse grid race. Everyone is getting their tyres warmed up now, out on track. I'll get the telemetry and everything up for you guys, just so you are not seeing a blank screen whatsoever. And there is the tyres that everyone is on, in fact. Soft compounder tyres for Chill, Hings, and Tibos, and mediums for everyone else. Coxey, of course, not taking part within this race. I believe, though, his AI car is still there on the grid. You can clearly tell on your screen. But 5 red lights are about to go out here. I think they're going out first time around anyways. I hope they are, because the 5 red lights are about to go on here for the final time this season in League of Europe Division 2. Chill on the front row will clear, Pharrell alongside him. All 5 red lights are on. And it's lights out and away we go, and Pharrell gets a very good start compared to Chill, and is already going to pull alongside and even pass him down in towards someone. Felipe to the inside line is going to try and bang wheels in towards turn number 1 as well. The Ferrari and the Alpine goes side by side. The AlphaTauri up the inside line. It's chaos coming through turn number 1. Williams caught up on the inside. I think there's a beauty boy. Not sure if he's got damage early on, but Felipe already looking to try and get the race lead, and he does. Coming through turn number 3, Felipe leads, Farrell in second, Chill there in third, Patuca there in fourth, Jay Hings there in fifth early on, Conor O'Keefe after his good performance last week again in sixth, Darry, Matt Tibbles, a beauty boy, Larkin top 10, Benji S going past him actually coming through the left-hander of turn 7, now through the left-hander now, turn number 9 at the top of the hill, Matt Tibbles, everyone's wide, Larkin and Benji S are side by side, they are teammates remember, Constructors I think is over and done with coming into tonight, but the McLarens are fighting side by side coming in toward the left-hander now, turn number 12, as you can see that Coxey's car is out on track, but he has not got a setup, so he's not taking in this race. Patuca now trying to go side by side with Chill. On the run now down the straight into the left-hander of turn number 12. He's not going to get the job done. Just sits in behind, as does Darry on the back of corner. Keith, Larkin and Ben Jess are still fighting side by side throughout the field as well. But Felipe leads the way early on from Farrell there in second, Chill there in third. Good start by everyone. Larkin and Ben Jess are still side by side with each other. You not think the teammates out on track. Larkin now pulls the inside line. Sorry, Ben Jess pulls the inside line on Larkin. Larkin gets the traction around the outside, and that battle is done for now because Larkin is through and he's into 10th position. But Felipe leads the way. Farrell there in second, Chill there in third. Tope right down to the back end of the field, down in P12. Really bad start from his perspective. Really bad start as well from Chill, who's dropping the field down into 4th position now because they got Patuca to the inside line of him coming through the final corner. Jay Hings, Conor O'Keefe, Darry, Matt Tibos all in a line in behind as well. And it could be too wide in towards turn 1 with Patuca and Chill. So coming now through the left-hand of turn 1, just turn the telemetry off so you can get a better view of the cars out on track. Felipe though leads the way from Farrell in second, Patuca there in third, 1.3 seconds covering the top 3, or 1.6 seconds even covering the top 3, 1.3 seconds gap between Farrell and Patuca. Chill is really understeering coming through the left-hand now turn number 8, and then in towards, the left-hand of turn 7, into the right and left of turns 8 and 9 at the top end of the hill. Is that battle for P2 between Tope and Larkin, as Larkin is outscoring Tope right now. He's not doing enough to wrap up P2 in the championship. As it stands right now, Jay Hings might have left side end plate damage on that car as well, because he absolutely castrates into the back of Chill, coming into the left-hand return number 12, and that is not good news for the man there in P8, who's dropping down the field, is now going to be get pushed by a beauty boy and by Larkin, who threads the other needle through both of them down the straight, into the left-hand return number 12. Tries to go all the way around the outside. Conor O'Keefe and Chill are side by side as well. Conor O'Keefe got to keep his nose clean in the Ferrari there to the inside line through turn number 13. And Chill makes a little mistake. There goes Darry to the inside line. It's absolute hell for leather. Felipe Farrell are out in front. 1 second clear of Patuca. Patuca's now cleared Chill, and Chill is holding everyone else up a whole treat. The interval timings will fix themselves, but Felipe leads Farrell in second, Patuca there in third, and as it stands, Farrell is on for his best race of the season by far, as Darry now looks to the inside line, can't find the move. Oh, hellish first 2 laps for me in the commentary box. Felipe leads the way, Farrell second, Patuca there in third, Conor O'Keefe again on the back of Chill, in towards turn number 1. Take this from Matt Tibbles' perspective. Into the left-hander turn number 1, goes right around the outside, Conor O'Keefe tries to get the job done. Chill there on the outside line. Somebody's going to have to back out coming through the chicane. They're side by side through the chicane. God help us. Conor O'Keefe gets ahead. Conor O'Keefe is through, and he's into fourth, but has a big snap of oversteer coming through turn 6 there. Matt Tibbles now to the inside line. Guys on a set of soft compound tyre, clearly not liking things. Maybe more for pace difference as Darry has been spun. I think that was contact with Matt Tibbles or Larkin. I think it was with Larkin, if I'm not mistaken. So Darry there sent back round, right down into P13. Tope down to the inside line, really gingerly making his way through the field, but he's up into 10th, passing Jay Hings. Mad race early on. Mad race. Felipe, Farrell, Patuca top 3. Conor O'Keefe will remain 4th for now. Matt Tibbles is through on Chill halfway down the straight, and now you're on board with Tope. He's going to go for a double move potentially on the back of a beauty boy. Certainly will get the fin, I think, down and towards turn number 12. Does get the job done. He's through and he's into 9th with Jay Hings picks up a 3-second penalty coming out of turn number 12 as well. Ben Jess is all over the back of Larkin, his teammate as well. They're in 7th and 8th position early on, as again looking to the inside line as Larkin to that inside line trying to get the job done. Mind you, I wish we didn't have qualifying in Division 3 later on, because I'd probably want to go and watch the Miami Grand Prix qualifying, if I'll be honest, at 9 o'clock. But Felipe leads the way. Farrell in second, Patuca there in third, Larkin on the back of Chill, not going to get the move done. As Jay Hing, a beauty boy is into the pit lane because he's got right side plate damage on the car. So right side plate damage to the fin. He's into the pit lane. Coxey's AI is currently ahead of Darry right now, which is making Darry look like an absolute mug right now out on track. Larkin now tries to pull to the inside line through turn number 1. Switch back now onto the outside of turn number 2. Very difficult move to try and pull off around here. I've tried to do this numerous amounts of times in my league racing around here. And that is why, because Chill opts to put his nose in. And that is not good for the championship, because Larkin is round, Chill is round. They know better to go side by side, coming through turn 6 and 7. And that is Larkin round. And that now puts Taupe in a really good position in terms of wrapping up P2 in the championship. Larkin is now 4 positions behind him out on track, which equates to, I think, about a 6 points difference at this stage. So Taupe is outscoring Larkin. Doesn't really make a difference, because Larkin is the one that's pursuing Taupe coming into tonight. I will just double check that. He is, yeah, Taupe is ahead of Larkin by 7 points coming into tonight. Could be even further ahead of him as well, because BenJS under pressure now from the back of Taupe. Taupe there in 7th, Jay Hings there in 8th early on. Not looking too bad this race so far out on track. Very much an end-of-term race, I'll be honest, but Felipe leads the way from Farrell there in 2nd, Patuca there in 3rd. Back up to the front while there's no battles going on in the midfield. Felipe is trying to get an element of control over this race, and in fact, he's into the pits. Farrell is Felipe is into the pit lane. This will be for an undercut strategy, don't get me wrong, this is an undercut strategy, but I was not expecting somebody to come into the pit lane at the end of lap 4. From a set of mediums, is he going hards? Back to mediums. Unless he's going to do 14, 15 laps on a set of medium compound tyre, and then try and get 9 laps on a set of softs toward the end, they're not going to work. That strategy is not going to work. I mean, he's come out 17.3 seconds behind Farrell, coming out the pit lane. There's a very minimal time difference around this track. But I'm clueless as to what he's done, to be honest. I know he's said to me in the past that he just picks up strategies in the race as we go along, but that's taking it to a whole new level. I'll be honest there. Farrell leads the way, Patuca 2nd, Conor O'Keefe there in 3rd, and then it's Matt Timmos in 4th, BenJS in 5th, Taupe there in 6th, Jay Hings in 7th, then Darry Lock and try and get the move done on the back of Coxey's AI. In fact, goes through the middle of Coxey's AI, coming down the straight and towards turn number 12, so that is job done for Larkin, getting ahead of Coxey's AI. Coxey, I don't think will be counting the results, if I'm not mistaken, because he has backed off even before a potential qualifying session, which is what we're going to do. But reverse grid race it is, and that's why you're seeing the guys on lap 5 out of 28. Put it this way, at least we're further ahead of Division 1 right now. Division 1, I believe, is still in qualifying. They're probably around about halfway through, and it looks like it is intermediate conditions, actually. Out on track there with 7 minutes to go in qualifying, so at least we can say we're going to be finishing ahead of Division 1 for once, unless we get 5 safety cars now in the race. And in that, by the way, Campbell leads the way, Shadow Glow in 2nd, Rockwell there in 3rd. They've only got 12 drivers, we've got 13. As I say, it is the end of the game cycle. I know there are other team events going on as well tonight as well, and other things, of course, that people may think. And overall, I think just getting to the point where this game cycle has run its course. Everyone is now putting down their headsets, and not even contacting the engineers anymore. Pretty much like that. It is end of term season, as I mentioned here in League of Europe, as it needs in other leagues as well. I've got 2 more comms to come up on this game cycle, both in the Legacy Division. One on Monday, this Monday coming up, and one next Tuesday, and that is after Eurovision, which is very good. But Farrell leads the way, Patuca 2nd, Conor O'Keefe there in 3rd at this early stage. Taupe is on the back of BenJS. This could be crucial for the championship, because McLaren possibly was still in the constructors spot. I haven't looked at the constructors standing pretty much all season. But Taupe ideally wants to try and get past BenJS, because BenJS holds up Taupe, and Larkin and Felipe are fighting, then McLaren are going to have to try and do a sort of a double stack, I guess, in their strategies almost, because I mean the gap is like what, 6 seconds, 7 seconds, something like that, so it's not going to be a double stop per se, but Larkin I think should try and fight with Felipe. Felipe's on much fresher tyres, so we will pull away from him, but as long as Larkin can stay within a second of Felipe, I think that could be pretty good to his chances at the end of the race. That's just my opinion, you never know. I have DNF'd quite a few times this season. Matt Timmos is off the set of softs into the pit lane. This will be for a set of medium compounder size, probably around 13 laps I would think. He'll now take until about that 20-21 before he comes in the pit lane to go back onto those tyres toward the end of the race. And the soft compounder tyres, let me tell you, are more efficient right at the end of the race than they are at the start. So Drivers potentially are going to be doing medium, medium, softs, soft, medium, softs, medium, soft, soft. Something in that combination, I think, is going to be the race-winning combination here tonight. As Farrell holds the lead out in front, that's up a certain pit lane. Has only got Chill really ahead of him. Cox's AI, of course, is not in the lobby. Pewdieboy there's on a set of hard at compound tire as well after coming in for his front wing change. Connor Keeper's on the back of Tsuka, however. And this man, of course, has wrapped up a P1 win this season as well. Recently, 2 rounds ago, I think it was, from Conor O'Keefe, and he pulls the inside line through turn number 12, and that is an absolute efficient move to the inside line. Job done for the Brit. Conor O'Keefe through, and he's into second. Really nice move that. Tsuka had to try and fight that somewhat, but he can't really fight a car that brakes back 20 yards later than you, gets the car stopped into the corner, and is just so much better ahead, coming through the apex of the corners and coming in towards turn number 12 there. So that is job done for Conor O'Keefe. And now it's Ferrari 1-2 out on track with Farrell, Conor O'Keefe being the front two, Patuka third, Topin fourth, Ben JS, then Jay Hings, Felipe, Daria Locke, and Coxey top 10. That's involves Chill and Beautiful, the 13 drivers out on track as well. But yeah, Patuka on the back again, down in towards someone, not quite close enough. Larkin responds to come in the pit lane. Really interesting. Larkin into the pit lane, 2.6 seconds out on track, now going to be lost because he's obviously in the pit lane. And that advantage is going to be whistled away later on in this race. Lap 20, I wish it was lap 28, but it is not. It's lap 8 out of 28, and it is Farrell leading the way. On board with Patuka, though, and behind on Conor O'Keefe. Second and third position out on track, around about 5 tenths per second covering them. There are already track limit penalties out on track as well. Patuka picking up 3, Jay Hings on 3, and Chill on 3 as well. We'll have a look at the position gains as well. Plenty gained early on. Quite a few have been in the pit lane, so take this with a pinch of salt. But Patuka could be about to make another position. Could be about to make this 5th of the night. He's on the back of Conor O'Keefe into the left-hander turn number 12. Closing in. Not getting the job done. You can tell actually by the middle of the steering wheel, just beyond the steering wheel, that's where you'll get the ERS, the ERS percentage. And I'll bring it up actually in terms of the telemetry now. And his telemetry is only on 16%. So to go through the battery in the not even the first half of the race, or the first quarter of the race even, very concerning. Very concerning. You can take up a lot of ERS around this track, don't get me wrong. Patuka, third position for him, 4 tenths of a second beyond Conor O'Keefe. His battle, I think, is going to be later on in the race rather than short term, but that is pretty concerning for his battery life and for his race moving forward, because that ERS is probably not going to last. Jay Hings now is the next one to come in from a set of soft compounded tyres. He is into the pit lane from a set of soft, probably to go on that set of medium compound tyre as well. Division 1, by the way, are now dry in terms of their session. Sweet Crown out on top, Chattaglow second, Campbell in third. So if you do want to tune in for that, about 2 minutes ago in that qualifying session, if you want to stay and tune in for me, or if you want to do a double screen of Division 1 and myself here in Division 2, then you can do that as well. I don't have any problem with that whatsoever. But Farrell leads the way out on top from Conor O'Keefe in second. A Beautiful is on the back of Chill, coming through turn number 1. Through that older softs is what Chill is on. Those softs are not really going to last him that well now beyond this point in the race. And a Beautiful is all over the back of him, and he's pretty much like a back marker right now coming from the first sector. Because Chill is just not slow in his own right, but he is slower compared to Beautiful. Coming into the left-hander now of turn number 11 before we embark on this 1 kilometre straight, pretty much taking the Buddha International Circuit. Oh, and that is a switch back to sell a century there from a Beautiful. Now running side by side. Jay Hings running side by side with Coxey's AI as well, just ahead, but a Beautiful is still alongside on the back of Chill. Chill hasn't got any DRS, he's having to use up his full amount of ERS coming in towards turn number 12. A Beautiful, though, shooting later on the brakes, tries to get the job done, just puts Chill out on the curb. Nice stuff there from a Beautiful. You can tell it is end of season stuff, and a Beautiful gets the job done. He's through and he's into 11. Chill there in 12. And Chill and Larkin have made contact earlier on in the season as well. Are they going to do that again? Or is Larkin going to be held up by Chill? Chill around the outside, now on the inside line for turn 16. Larkin on the outside line. Oh, and he moves right across on him. But Larkin says, you know what? Job done. He's through and he's into P12 out of track. Chill will be into the pit lane. Those sides are not lasting whatsoever. But Not saying that was intentional move across there from Chill when Larkham was attacking him, but then again, I've seen worse in my 10 years of commentary on this game. Farrell leads the way, Conor O'Keefe in second, Batuka there in third. Lovely helicopter cam actually right on board with Conor O'Keefe into the left-hander now of turn number 11. Not looking too bad at all out on track at this stage of the race. As I say, it is season finale time here in Division 2 as well, as it is in throughout our entire divisions here in League of Europe this season. And I'm going to ask you guys in the chat if you are willing to comment. Of course, you can do. Felipe and Tope side by side running in towards turn number 12. Nearly forgot how many corners there was around this track, but that was coming through turn number 12. He's on that set of medium compound tyres and flying through the field. What are you guys thinking about F124? Are you excited for it? Are you looking forward to it? What are you going to be doing on the game cycle? What are you going to be doing in terms of racing? Let me know in the comment section because I'd love to hear your thoughts. I myself am going to be focusing on commentary more, which means I'm not dying off League of Europe whatsoever. I am going to be focusing on the commentaries, however, so I probably won't be doing commentary here next season. So this will probably be my final commentary for League of Europe again, going on before we go on to the new game cycle. Nothing against the league whatsoever. Absolutely brilliant league. I just want my weekends back. It'd be so much better to have my weekends back than to do pretty much commentary and then racing back to back. It's honestly the most stressful thing possible. But I am looking forward to F124 in terms of not only commentary but also in content creation as well. I'm going to be focusing a little bit more on that as we have our first yellow flag of the evening. That is for Chill that has spun. Larkin, however, is on the back of Batuka coming out the pit lane. Batuka has just came out the pits, as is Tope, onto a set of soft compound tyres. And that could mean one of two things, because Tope is on a set of softs. He could look to try and go mediums toward the end of the race, or he could go potentially on that set of softs. I think Tope started on that set of medium. That's a beautiful helicopter shot. Coming through turn number 10, that's one of the things that I'm hoping for. Coming in towards F124, a much broader broadcast package with chosen camera angles. So basically, we have like a director's cut of what's going on. We can choose what camera angles to ride on board with. So you guys get the best possible viewing, not only here in League of Europe, but also in other leagues as well. But Conor O'Keefe leads the way. Felipe in second. Felipe has got a massive margin, by the way, to Matt Tibos. Matt Tibos there is currently in that P2, and he's 8.3 seconds behind Felipe. So that bid to come in the pit lane very early on as Chill there is retired out on track, and that's a safety car. Safety car deployed out on track. He's crashed coming through turn number 6. Very rare mistake, actually, to make. You can get caught in that outside curb and then gone flung off. So that potentially could have been the case there. But drivers into the pit lane. What I was about to say there is Felipe in second position would have been making up ground. This now negates somewhat the race. And this brings the likes of Farrell, those who've just came in the pit lane, Tope, who is who's actually coming in the pit, so I wonder if he's going hard to the end now. Be interesting to see if he does. Larkin there is into the pits as well as a Beauty Boy. See if it's a white wall tyre. Yes, Tope is going white wall tyre to the end of the race. Definitely the right thing to do for Ariel Tope out on track to go on that set of hard compound of tyres. Conor O'Keefe leads the way though. Farrell in second, Felipe there in third. We are under safety car conditions on that 12 out of 28. If you're wondering why we started early, it's because we had a reverse grid race, which is always good. And honestly, I'm definitely looking forward to this race ending early, which is good for me because I can have a rest up and maybe get a little bit of practice in before my league race around here in about an hour and 20 minutes time, roughly. So there we are. Conor O'Keefe leads the way. Farrell in second, Felipe there in third. As we are under safety car conditions, I am going to take a break from commentary just for a second. I will be back with you probably as soon as the safety car comes back in. So I'll be back with you in about 2 minutes. as I am back and we get a little bit of action into the pit lane because Conor O'Keefe is into the pit lane. I wonder if this for a set of hards to the end. Yes, it is. Set of hard compounded toward the end of the race, negating that advantage that he did have. Beauty Boy and Darry have also followed him into the pit lane as well. So this will be interesting from the Ferrari man's perspective out on track to see if he's got the tyres to the last toward the end of the race. A lap earlier than everyone else ahead of him. So Lark and Coxey. So that means he's on the set of hards toward the end of the race. The set of mediums probably won't make it to the end. They can last around about 12 or 13 laps around here. So if we get another safety car, they could make it to the end. If not, it's not the end of the world. They can try and make it to the end, but with really good tyre management out on track. As I say, about lap 12, 13 laps potentially on those tyres. But Morel leads the way now. Felipe there in second. Ben JS in third. Who would have said that would be your top three coming into tonight at this point of the race here? Nearly halfway through, actually, in Division 2 here tonight. If you are just tuning in and wondering what the hell is going on and why are we on lap 13 out of 28 in Division 2, we should be on probably lap 1 here in Texas. Then we have a reverse grid race, which is why I did get informed about it because I was having a look at the chat earlier on. It took me by surprise, though, when it was announced, because I would surely think if you have a reverse grid race in one division, you do it in all of them. But there we are. Yeah, that was just my opinion. Just saying reverse grid race would suit me actually better than actually starting further down the field. But Marlander doesn't care about that, and neither do you. But Marlander is now into the pit lane. The virtual Bert Marlander will now beat Pharrell. He is coming through the left-hander turn number 13 and 14. Looks like he wants to try and get on with things in terms of the pace. Ooh! Has he just brake checked Felipe there, coming through turn 15? Or was that just a carbon copy slowing under the safety car? That looked to me, I'm not saying it was intentional, but it looked to me as if he just slowed up and Felipe either wasn't concentrating or he just nearly hit the back of them. But, yeah, very strange things going on. Safety car is about to come into the pit lane. Pharrell now coming to the left-hander turn number 19 is going to get back to green flag racing here in Division 2. When's he going to decide to go? I think exit of the final corner potentially will be probably the best chance to try and go. As he's already gone now into the left-hand return number 20. We get back underway. Spatuka's picked up a 3-second penalty. Coming through the final corner on a safety car restart. Never seen that before in this game. Probably never will. Pharrell leads away in Philippe in towards turn 1. Ben Jess in third. Spatuka there in fourth with that 3-second penalty now to his name. Darry is passing Coxey's AI coming through turn number 1 as well. Beautiful, just staying off the back of these guys from now out on track. But Pharrell has got the lead. Coming now through is Ben JS, and that picks up a penalty. Ben JS, of course, didn't make it last week. He was in that P2 battle, however, last week. If he did show up, but Ben JS has not. Well, anyway, he's not here either. Which means we've only got that Taupe, Mark and Battle. And they're right together, actually, out on track with Conor O'Keefe hunting them down now until the left-hand return number 11. This will be really interesting. At the minute, Taupe is outscoring Larkin. Larkin ideally needs to win the race, and Taupe ideally needs to drop 10 points, which will be a third position, for him to actually get back within the championship at this stage of the race. Darry's now on the back of Conor O'Keefe. He certainly doesn't care about what tyres the Ferrari's on. The needy interlock wheels there in towards turn number 12. Conor O'Keefe is very hard on the brakes. Darry's even harder on the brakes. Gets the job done. Nice move in the end by Darry, but at what cost? Because here comes Conor O'Keefe again around the outside and towards turn number 13. Doesn't get the job done. Darry there remains in 9th, Conor O'Keefe there in 10th. Bit of a weird one there, I've got to say, from the move from Darry in towards turn number 12, albeit it was clean in the end. He nearly interlocked wheels up before that, and it could have ended up being a Fernando Alonso-style crash halfway down the straight, like he experienced, of course, around here in 2022, I think it was. Pharrell leading the way, Felipe in second, Ben JS in third. Matt Tibos is all over the back of Spatuka, running up the hill and towards turn number 1. Want to try and grab hold of the batteries potentially. Matt Tibos though in towards turn number 1, wants to try and use a bit out coming out of the corner. Right, hustling on the back of the Williams right now, and that 15 out of 28 coming now through the right-hander of turn number 2 in towards the now infamous S section coming through 3, 4, 5 and 6. Basically mirroring on the S section in Japan, and also the S section, of course, at Silverstone, the home of British Motorsport, which of course will be having that going for in about 2 months' time from now. And you never know, you might be getting dizzy before then as well. But Pharrell there leads the way, Felipe in second, Ben JS there in third, Spatuka fourth, Matt Tibbles fifth, Jay Hings, Taupe, Larkin, Darry, Conor O'Keefe top 10, Beauty Boy and Coxie, the 12 drivers going out on track. Coxie's not really in this race. Beauty Boy doesn't look like he's in this race either right now, because he is dropping off the back end of the field right at the back there in 11th position. Not sure if he's got maybe a little bit of damage on that car. Definitely something wrong with his pace here tonight. Rather leading the way from Felipe in second, Ben Jason third. Cracover just beginning to build over the circle, just on the right hand side of your screen there. Just beginning to build slightly over the circle. I mean, I don't think it's forecast to rain in this race. I haven't been told if it is going to be raced either, but you never know. It is it does like to throw up a lot of trials and tribulations. My last race I actually did around here in commentary terms was, as we get back to DRS enabled onto lap 16, was wet at the start. We had about 2 or 3 laps here in dries, and then we went full inters and then back to dries right before the end of the race, and Teo won in PSGL. And if you did want to watch that race, do so, because it is one of the best races that I think I've commentated on in this game cycle. Everything happened in that race. Battles, overtakes, Matteo coming down for about the 10th time this season as well. That was a brilliant battle. As Beauty Boy picks up a 3-second penalty there. Back to the here and now though. Ravel leads the way from Felipe in second, Ben JS there in third. 6 tenths per second covering each of them, as Conor Keith now picks up a penalty further down the field. He's right on the back of Darry on that set of soft compound tyre, locking all over the back of Taupe as well. Come now flying down the straight once again, pretty much mirroring the Buddha International Circle as I mentioned earlier on. Larkin set to sight to the nearest title rival Taupe, into the left-hander now at turn number 12. He's not going to get the job done. Is Conor Keith going to get the job done? No, he's not. He gets front wing damage, I think, there on the right side end plate damage. That was reckless from the man trying to get the move done until turn number 12. Absolutely outbroke himself. Darry there in P9, Conor Keith there in P10, and if he hasn't got right side end plate damage, then I'll eat my own hat. Ferrell leading the way. Felipe in second, Ben Jess there in third. Conor Keith, I don't think has got any visible right side end plate damage, but if he hasn't, I'd be very shocked. I'd be very surprised. And you can tell actually coming to the corner, he definitely has right side end plate damage on that car. Even though it's not visible to the naked eye on commentary terms, it is naked to the visible to the naked eye for me. I think he's got a winglet missing potentially on that right hand side. But Farrell leading the way, lap 17 out of 28 in this Division 2 race. It has been pretty stationary, I'll be honest, apart from that move there from Conor O'Keefe, and of course that hellish start that we had. It has been a pretty good race up until now. Hopefully we continue it that way. Farrell leading the way, Felipe in second, Ben Jess in third, and because it is a reverse grid race, and because that safety car's brought everyone back together, really brings everyone into play potentially out on track, which is always good. And hopefully we can get to see more of this race as we go forward. It is Farrell leading the way from Felipe in second, Ben JS there in third. As we now come down the straight once again. That was just me taking a drink, by the way, if you heard a bottle crackle in the background there. Darry on the back of Larkin, running into the left hand now at turn number 12. Not getting the job done. I think everyone is very keen just to try and conserve their tyres as much as possible. They also try and get to the end of the race on that mediums. They've got to be doing that as well. Farrell leading the way from Felipe in second. Ben JS there in third. Now coming through the right-hander of turn number 18 into the left-hander turn number 19. Conor Keefe again on the back of Darry. He forced himself a wide. Maybe Conor Keefe has escaped that right side unplate damage. He's on the back of him after all. Into the left-hander now turn number 20 through the final corner. Lap 18 out of 28, so we've got 10 laps to go after this one. Farrell leading the way, Felipe in second, Ben JS there in third. Conor Keefe on the back of Darry. Not quite close enough in towards turn number 1, but they are stacking and packing this field. Tuka makes a mistake there, coming through turn number 2, just running over Matt Tibos there. Tuka making a mistake. He's not happy with how his setup is right now. He's not happy with how the tyres are right now either. But in the end, he's on the back there in P4, particular. Matt Tibbles there in P5, Jay Higgins there in P6, and most 5 drivers currently out on track, pretty much off the field, have all got penalties right now. 3 seconds. Ben Jess, I think Tuka's got 6. He has. Jay Higgins has got 6. So was Conor Keith, and so was a Beauty Boy. Beauty Boy's actually only got 3. But there we are. Philippe now on the back of Farrell. First attack, really, in quite a few laps. From Philippe in towards turn number 12, gets the job done, and Lockett and Taupe are side by side down the field. Oh, and there goes Conor O'Keefe on the inside line of Darry, and again goes for a move that's not really his. Darry now forces him off the circuit and thinks, yeah, you're not getting through my man. And I think Conor O'Keefe's early showing within this race is now really paying. He wants to try and get past Darry. Darry's on the slower tyre now compared to Conor O'Keefe, but where there's a will, where there's a way. Where there's patience, there is a virtue, and I am sure Conor O'Keefe will get that move done cleanly down the inside, maybe at turn number 12, which will be the next task, as he is actually into the pit lane. Conor O'Keefe is in. Not sure if that might be for front wing damage potentially on that car. Have to wait and see. Might be for a set of soft compound tires actually toward the end. Mediums actually to the end. And a front wing change. So that's why he's came in. Front wing change on the car. And that is probably from that contact that he had with Darry in towards turn number 12. And if Darry wanted to try and force the move, he could have done. But in the end, I think it was just more from Conor O'Keefe's end. Trying to dive it down the inside line. His wrongdoing really that got him that contact in towards turn number 12. And now he is down in P12. Behind Coxey's AI car, which is not great news, but safety car in this race, and again, can really try and really get some positions going out on track as Ben Jess is all over the back of Farrell in the background and towards turn number 12 now. Should be easy as you like here for the McLaren, I would think. Pulls the right hand side of the track. Farrell in toward the left hand and now turn number 12 on the inside line. Ben Jess around the outside. Tries to loop it around the outside. He's gone a little bit too hot on the brakes, and that job is done for Farrell. He remains in P2. Tuka's now dropping down the field. Jay Haynes trying to go all the way around the outside on him now. In towards turn number 15. Still trying to fight the car, Patuka, to the outside line. Now for the inside, coming through 16, 17, and 18. The Finn on the back of the Brit. Brit now on the back of the Finn. They trade positions coming through 17 and 18. Now in towards turn 19. Still side by side. And Patuka runs out wide, and that is job done for Jay Haynes, and Patuka's actually in the pits. Patuka clearly not liking those tyres, and he is into the pit lane, and I'm honestly not surprised whatsoever. Not surprised whatsoever, as he is into the pits. So it is Philippe that leads the way for Roll in second, Matt Tibbles there in third, Jay Haynes, Larkin, Taupe. Larkin is still ahead of Taupe out on track. It's not enough at this stage, though, for the drivers to be held out on track, but you never know. You never know what can happen in Formula 1. You never know what can happen in sim racing these days. Hopefully, we are on for a good race, though, right towards the end. In here in Division number 2. Division 1, by the way, if you do want to tune in for Division 1, you can do. And that race currently is going on. Lap 8 out of 28. Hazara leads the way. Franek in second, out in third. So if you do want to tune in for that, you can do. If you want to stay with me here in Division 2, you can also do that as well. As I say, we have got going a little bit earlier tonight, which is probably why we are down on numbers in terms of viewing. Farrell and Philippe are side by side, down in towards turn number 12, however, lap 20 out of 28, and Farrell hits the lead once again. Philippe, though, I think, has got to just try and remain calm on those tyres, to be honest. He's on that harder tyre, which means they're more durable to the end, which also means he can get to the end of the race. Farrell, uphill task for him, expecting to try and get the end. Stayed to round about 11, 12 laps you can make, really, before they go off the cliff. So, potentially, we could see Farrell into the pit lane, maybe on the next lap or two, because he could try and come in for set of softs towards the end of the race. And that's exactly what he is doing. It's almost as if he's just read what I've said. Farrell is into the pit lane. This will be for a set of soft compound tyres toward the end. I think Philippe has got to respond to this, to come in for a set of soft compound tyres. Set of softs going on. And that is Farrell coming out the pit lane. Larkin's also in. That'll be for set of softs as well, in behind. Farrell is coming out of the pit lane right now. He goes in for set of softs. Larkin, set of softs as well. Top currently out on track is ahead of Larkin, which means at this stage in the Grand Prix, Ben Jess is side by side with the Beauty Boy in towards turn number 1. Just coming into our camera sights there. Through turn 1, Ben Jess is through on a Beauty Boy. Farrell is behind on him as well. But Taupe is ahead of Larkin. Larkin right now is in last position. Taupe is currently outscoring Larkin, which means Larkin will not finish P2 in the standings, and therefore it will go to Taupe out on track with that 7-point advantage that he had coming out on track tonight. Felipe leads the way though. James now on the back of Matt Sibos, running down the straight in towards turn number 12. Trying to get the job done now, maybe in towards turn number 12, but think he just wants to try and conserve a little bit of battery. He's there in a very low 8th gear, just trying to remain still almost on the battery there. It's Pharrell on the back of a Beauty Boy. Beauty Boy on those medium compound tyres. If I was him, I'd come in the pit lane this lap because he's got absolutely no chance, to be honest. Out on track, he's also going to let through Patuka. They're clearly working together. Williams working together 8th and 9th position. I'm just going to quickly actually have a look at what the constructor standings were coming into tonight. I think it had already been wrapped up, if I'm not mistaken, by McLaren. But I will double check that in just a second. Felipe though leads the way. If I was him, I'd be in the pit lane, but he continues on that sort of hard compound of tyres. It's whether or not he wants to try and keep track position, or whether or not he wants to try and cover off Pharrell. And I personally would have covered off Pharrell. He could be on fresher tyres toward the end, but that's what he could be going for. Out on track potentially here as well. Doesn't look like at the minute we're going to get any rain either out on track. We're on lap 22 and a 28, and it doesn't look like we're going to get any rain whatsoever. So you never know, really. You never know. Constructor standings, by the way, coming into tonight. Alpine and McLaren were 3 points beside each other. Chills out of the race. Alpine have not won the Constructors. As long as McLaren finish with both their or with one of their drivers even, championship is McLaren's coming into tonight. I don't think Chill actually realised that there was a Constructors fight going on for Alpine, but there is. 315 points they were behind. They were ahead. McLaren won 312 coming into tonight, and McLaren at the minute 5th and 11th, more than enough to wrap up the championship. In fact, actually, Larkin can finish 11th alone. Benjes could end up at the race, and that is the constructors wrapped up for McLaren coming into tonight. There we are. That's something I didn't keep on track of, so it's my own fault really for not keeping a track of that. But there we are. Felipe leads the way. Matt Tibbles there in second. Jay Hings in third. Lap 22 out of 28 about to end. Lap 23 about to begin. Division 1, as I say, is going on right now. They're going to be probably about nearly 3/4 of the way through when we end here, of course, in Division 2. Division 1, of course, covered by Mr. Daniel Hoggart, I believe, here tonight as well. Larkin saying in the chat, actually. Wing damage from Patuka slamming on the brakes and swerving in front of me to pits. Yeah, I thought that. I saw that, actually, out on track, I think. And, yeah, I'm not surprised that that's happened, to be honest. Larkin, though, is behind Conor O'Keefe. And they're having a battle coming through the final corner as Darry's into the pit lane. Larkin's going to gain an extra position here towards turn number 1. Job done for him. His fight is really with P2. That battle for P2 and Taupe, who's yet to really come in the pit lane. He might be actually trying to hold on toward the end of the race. But Ben JS, compared to Felipe, I want to now grab your guys' attention to the gap to the leader. 10.2 seconds is that gap. Set us off compounder tyres are good for about 6 or 7 laps around here before they go off the cliff. Ben JS has got a penalty. Add a 3 seconds onto that. Where do you end up? Possibly not winning this race. But I think Ben JS has got a good chance now. On the back of Felipe, on the back of Matt Tibbles, all on the same compounder tyre. Hards, mediums, regardless. I think he's doing really well on that set of softs. He's closing in hand over fist. The McLaren, not entirely out of this race just yet. Neither is Pharrell, neither is Patuka. They are the ones to watch in this race. Larkin potentially the same, but he's further back. Don't think he's going to feature. So it's between, I think, Ben JS, Pharrell, Patuka, that chasing pack, and everyone else ahead. Whether or not they can close the gap is a different thing. If I was in Ben JS's shoes right now, I'd be absolutely powering on that ERS. Just to try and gain a little bit of extra momentum down the straight in towards turn number 1, down in towards turn number 12. Just try and use that up a little bit, but he wants to try and conserve that battery alive as well. 9.2 seconds of the gap, and there is going to be a battle for P2 going on here, because Matt Tibbles and Jay Hings are now going to be wheel to wheel with each other, probably down in towards the left-hander of turn number 12, I would imagine. As Beauty Boy finally comes in the pit lane. About time. His fight, I think, is with Darry at the back end of the field. I think he's going to be well ahead of Darry, actually, coming out the pit lane. Just by where they're located on the track. Ben Jess's gap now is down to 8.9 seconds. That gap is still whittling away. It's a good 6/7 gain already compared to last lap around. So he is gaining more momentum. Just whether or not he can gain more time out on track, that is the entire different question coming into the latter stages of this Form 3. And by the way, we get on to lap 25. VSC safety car reduction pretty much on. That now will go, and that means we're not going to get any safety cars ideally until the end of the race. But at this moment in time, Felipe leading the way, Matt Tibbles in second, Jay Hings there in third. Everyone else, I think, is just spread out on track. Ben JS and Pharrell trying to hunt down again. Gap, 8.3 seconds. The more those hards fall off, the more softs will fall off as well. But they will get to the end of the race. And Ben JS's time, 8 seconds the gap. That's going to be whittled away on Felipe right towards the end of the race. So if I was in Felipe's shoes, I would have came in the pit lane to cover off Pharrell, to cover off Ben JS, because he would have been in this battle. He would have been in this battle out on track if he had come in and covered out on track. He's thinking more about track position. I totally understand that. But whether or not these guys can gain is a different thing. It's going to be a really fascinating end to this Division 2 race until the end of the season here in League of Europe in Division 2. But Felipe leading the way. He is a very talented driver at the end of the day as well. Really, really talented driver. He's against Matt Tibbles there. He's a former Division 2 champion back in the day. Felipe also a former Division 2 champion back in the day. And then you've got the Alex and Oriel, Taupe and Ben Jess who are going to be battling out on track. Larkin compared to Taupe, I think is done. I think Taupe is now one P2 out on track as it stands. I don't think Larkin I don't think is going to gain. But Jay Hings is going to gain on the back of Matt Tibbles. Running down the straight in towards turn 12. Easiest overtake we'll see all night. Jay Hings halfway down the straight. Breezes past Matt Tibbles as if he's not even there. As if he's standing still. Job done for him. But look at the pursuers in the background. That's the first time I've seen them in the background of shot. Taupe and Ben JS are now within the same camera shots almost out on track. Which is really good, but it's also really bad because Taupe and Ben Jess are about to battle, which is going to bring Pharrell potentially into play on that back pressure tyres as well. But Felipe leads the way. We're going to get no safety cars VSCs to the end, so it is now 3 laps to go until the checkered flag. And I think Ben Jess, Pharrell, they've got that uphill task a little bit too much for them. 7 seconds the gap over Felipe. Felipe there in the lead of the race, doing a good job. Jay Hings in second, Matt Tibbles there in third. Matt Tibbles couldn't be on for his best result of the evening. And of the season as well. Felipe won for his best result of the season by an absolute country mile as well. Ben Jess and Taupe, as I mentioned, they were about to battle. They are battling in towards turn number 1. Is the job done? Yes, it is. Ben Jess breezes through to the inside line. Through turn number 1. McLaren not standing still like Lando Norris was in towards turn number 1 with a skittle effect in Miami. Ben Jess is through and he's into 4th. Taupe there in 5th. Pharrell there in 6th. The job done there for them. Out on track as Pharrell now tries to hunt down the back of Taupe. Oh, makes a half correction there, coming through turn number 6 and 7. Plenty of them will be coming, I'm sure, in Division 3 in just under an hour's time. 52 minutes to be exact until Division 3 starts at 10 past 8 UK time. So if you do want to tune in for that, you can do. I will be racing there, so you can probably count on me. I have got a very sore thumb and skin taken out of my hand, so it's going to be an uphill task, but we'll manage it somehow. Taupe is breezing past Ben Jess as he's standing still down towards turn number 12. Job done for him. Back through and he's into 4th. Really nice battle going on. As I say, it is end of season. I thought there would have been a lot more carnage, I've got to be honest. But then again, you can only expect for so much from these guys in Division 2. Felipe leads the way. Jay Hings there in 2nd. Matt Tibbles there in 3rd. Taupe in 4th, Ben Jess in 5th, Pharrell, Patuka, Larkin, Connor O'Keefe, and then Beauty Boy top 10 out on track. Not looking too bad at all as it stands. So again, Ben Jess really tries to hassle the back here with Taupe. They are gaining still on the back of these front 3, but the front 3 are too far gone. It's going to be between them for the race win, and it's going to be between these guys for the scraps, it seems. As Pharrell might try and eye up a move, double moving towards turn number 1, and that's never going to work. I said I wanted carnage. That wasn't my right idea of carnage, to be honest. Pharrell and Ben Jess are now side by side coming through turn number 2. Pharrell just about stays on the back there, coming through in towards turn number 3, 4, 5 and 6. And Ben Jess is through and he's into 5th. That was nearly a murder out on track. Texas are used to murders. They've got death row at the end of the day. But Pharrell could have been ending up on death row, I think, after that move in towards turn number 1. It was a death-defying move in towards turn number 1, but in the end, Pharrell is in behind Ben JS, and now they can fight for their scraps. 4P, 4, 5, and 6. They can almost fight for their food. Prison food, potentially, out on track. Ben JS on the back, though, of Taupe, once again. Easy as you like, moving towards turn number 12. Matt Tibbles will be on the back of Jay Hings. Final lap of the race, I would believe, as well. Pharrell's coming like a scalded cat in towards turn number 12 as well. much fresher tyres, but I think he's taken too much life out of them. And that's why he's looking up into the corners. They would gain about 2% extra, I think, in terms of the tyre wear. So it is really difficult for Farrell to try and get any sort of momentum out on track, to try and not lock up coming through the corners. And that's the biggest thing, potentially, of these guys out on track. It is the Felipe, though, that leads the way. Jay Hings second, Matt Tibbles there in third. Front three are going to remain as they are. Jay Hings has got, however, 6 seconds worth of penalties. And right now, you can see on your screen, Taupe could be going for P3 here. Taupe is on the back of Ben JS. Ben JS, though, under pressure from both Taupe and Farrell. On to the final lap we go. The final tour of F1 23 here in Division 2. Felipe leads the way. Jay Hings there in second. The battle for second, though, was the battle we're going to ride on board with. Matt Tibbles and Jay Hings have been at each other's throats throughout the entirety of the last 3 laps or so. And now, they've got to try and not only manage their tyres, but a lot of graining going on Matt Tibbles' end, certainly. Jay Hings there in second, trying to now fend them off. Tyres could go pop. We could get that P word, punctures, potentially toward the end with these two. I think Felipe is fine in terms of his tyres. But these guys are really, really fighting the control of their car. And now Matt Tibbles has got to really be cautious now in terms of his ERS usage. Gaining the straight, gaining down the straight, in towards turn number 12, might not even battery. Now the battery kicks in towards turn number 12, breezes past Jay Hings. Really nicely judged move there by Matt Tibbles. If he can get the car stopped, which he does, he's through and he's into second. Beautiful move. That was absolute textbook from the Division 2, former Division 2 champion. He is through and he's into second. Matt Tibbles, Jay Hings, fighting up for that second and third. Is going to be in vain because Taupe is within 6 seconds of Jay Hings. He's within 3 seconds as well on Ben JS, so more than likely Taupe is going to end up in P3 as Felipe now comes through the final couple of corners. His strategy absolutely befuddled me earlier on in the race on lap 4 and 5, but Felipe is an absolute masterclass. Coming through the final corner to the line, wins here in Division 2 in Texas. Matt Tibbles the line, hangs on for second. Jay Hings and third, really good battle between them two at the end, and Taupe does confirm that third position, does confirm second in the championship, and Ben JS is 6th. Does also confirm McLaren have wrapped up the constructor standing as well at the end of tonight. Larkin there gaining extra points, but passing Patuka there across the line in terms of penalties. Conor O'Keefe to the line in P9. Definitely a race to forget from his perspective. A Beauty Boy there in 9th. He jumps ahead actually of Conor O'Keefe. There's Darry and Coxey's AI. It'll be Darry then to wait for in P11. I don't think Coxey will count in terms of P12 because he left before the formation lap started. Darry there in towards turn number 12. About to do a reverse across the line. Typical Jav sort of fashion, I'm going to be honest. Darry there in P11. Gets no style marks for me, from I'm being honest. Coming through across the line there to finish in P11. As driver of the day, awarded by the in-game fans, goes to Oriel Taupe, finishing there in P3. Wraps up P2 in the championship. Looked pretty much certain, I think, throughout that. But, yeah, really interesting race. And in the end, that's it. That is it for Division 2. And that is it for League of Europe this season. Division 1, as I say, is live. So if you do want to tune in for that, I'm going to tune into that right now, actually. Division 1 at the stand. Lap 17 and 28. So you've got plenty of time out on track to try and enjoy it. I'm actually going to try and hopefully do this now. It's just going to lag the stream, which I've just totally not about there. But to the top step of the podium, it is that man there. It is Oriel Felipe. His strategy call was, as I say, befuddling, to be honest. But in the end, got the job done. Took that, really bited the bullet coming through in towards turn number 20. Coming into the breakdown, that 4 lap 5, that was decisive in the end for his race win. And it is Oriel Felipe who does take that race win. For Matt Tibbles in second. Taupe there in third, 13th on the grid up to third. Really good performance from his perspective. What could have it been if it was a normal race? Jay Hings there in fourth, from Farrell there in fifth. Ben JS in sixth, Larkin there in seventh, Patuka there in eighth, Beauty Boy in ninth, Conor O'Keefe top 10, Darry finishing there in 11th. They're the only finishers out on track because Coxey had an AI moment. He had no setup on his car. He's down in P12 and then Chill down in P13. Ending off a wretched run of form from his perspective as he moves on to the new game in F1 24. Felipe, though, takes the win. Matt Tibbles in second. Taupe there in third. I am going to end off here. It's been an absolute pleasure covering League of Europe Division 2 this season. Might be the last of me going on to this channel for a little while, but hopefully the league will be in safekeeping hands. and hopefully I'll be back just in the near future as well. It is not a goodbye from me. It is just a see you soon, I think, going on to F1 24 from my perspective. Really enjoyed commentating on the action. Fantastic to have Nexus Bunnies alongside me for most of the racing as well this season. Brilliant to have him alongside me. Hopefully, though, everything is going to work. Division 1, as I say, is live. I'll try and get you guys redirected before the stream ends. Thank you, though, so much for watching. And until next game cycle, F1 24, season number 11, or season number 12 even. If I can get my numbers right, that'll be great. Season 12, goodbye.